confuse you there. Phone number is another good one. You could have a phone number for people, and then if you came over here to account, you also have phone number. This is a better example actually. So we have to distinguish between this account phone number and this people phone number because these are unrelated. Not everything in a relational database is automatically related. You have to create those relationships. All right, sorry if I'm confusing anybody. Let's just move on. So it's not the same thing as an API name, and it's not only for programmers to use. The API name is kind of for just programmers to use because in the user interface, what we're going to be doing, we're just looking at it on the screen and we're going to be clicking things as an administrator. So we don't need to distinguish between the account name field or account phone number field because we can see that we're on the account object, and the people name field because we can see that we're on the phone or the people object. So we know it's the phone for this person or the phone for this account. When you're programming, you just have a screen with a bunch of characters and stuff. You don't have these screens to help you distinguish. So you have to have that distinguisher. So just know it's not the same thing as the API name. But the API itself, you are using it all the time when you are creating relationships and things. Even if you're just clicking, you're using the API, you're just not using the API name specifically. So metadata refers to data about data. That just kind of makes more sense as we go along. I don't have a good example of that right now. All right, so that's that one. Now, navigate setup. I just went on to the next one. So after completing this unit, you'll be able to locate setup and identify its key elements, identify important menus for customizing your org, use quick find to access menu items. All right, so remember this thing right here is going to be the quick find search bar. So if you know what you're looking for, just start typing it, and then this navigation bar will narrow down. This is just like the viewer window. Whatever you click on is going to show up in here. And this is the navigation bar over here. Alright, so go ahead and read through this stuff. You're going to have some basic stuff here. Go ahead and read through that. We're going to go ahead onto the challenge. So, this company, well, let's go ahead and check out how to navigate real quick. And we'll go ahead now and look at it in Classic and Lightning, and we probably won't mess with Classic anymore. So whenever you click on one of these things up here, you're in what your users would see, or what your company is going to see, your employees are going to see as they're using Salesforce. And as an administrator, you're going to use setup. You're going to use what's in the background. And you'll probably use this too, the regular view, but when you're setting things up, obviously you're going to use setup. So you click this little gear icon to get to setup. Remember that? All right, so here's where you can configure what your employees see or what your coworkers see. Or you can configure your Salesforce org. So here's the quick find bar. Here's just this middle window. It shows you a lot of recently used stuff. So if we wanted to go ahead and edit that loan amount field we made earlier, we could go ahead and quickly do that by clicking it here instead of having to go Object Manager, Field, Loan Amount. So here's the navigation bar. There's some cool stuff over there. Company settings. You can set some of this stuff up for your company. You can create users and things. Yeah, we're gonna get to those in a later trailhead exercise. And so remember, I said the main thing that we're going to be using is this Object Manager. And when you click on the Object Manager, you see your objects. And when you click on a certain object you want to work with, you see a couple options here. You see some details about this field. You can see the fields that are available and the relationships that are available. You can see different page layouts and some other features down here that we'll get to in later exercises also. So that's setup. That's the basics. The rest will come with practice. So just know that Object Manager, then you click the object you want to work with, and everything else is right there. And if you're looking for something else, use this quick find bar. And as you start typing things, the quick find bar narrows down. So you can see as I start typing users, things change. Yeah. And it narrows down as I start to type things. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take one last look at Salesforce Classic. So remember, click this up here, switch to Salesforce Classic, and we immediately switch over here. Let's take a quick look just so you can see what it looks like in here. If we were going to create a contact, you can see it looks a little less friendly looking, but there's our loan amount field, that box that we created. These are all the fields. All these little boxes in here are fields. And let's just go ahead and cancel that. All right, so that was just a quick example. So this is like what your users or employees would be looking at if they were using Salesforce Classic. So your marketing people would mess with campaigns and leads and some other things. Your support people would deal with cases and accounts and contacts, and your salespeople would deal with a lot of this stuff. And just a quick look up here, you can see these are your different apps in Salesforce Classic. This is your app manager bar right here. In Salesforce Lightning, it's a button way up here in the top left corner. But in this one, all these different apps are a way of narrowing down what you need to look at. So everything is available, but like your salespeople don't need to see campaigns because that's a marketing thing. So if you click sales, you can see, oh, well, campaigns is there. I don't know why, but you might want to remove that for your salespeople. Let's get a better one. So take a look up here at these different tabs, which are your object folders. And if you click something different, let's go ahead and click service, you'll see it changes. And there's less because the salespeople don't need to deal with as many different objects as the salespeople. And campaigns isn't here because service people, support people don't really need to deal with campaigns. They're mainly going to deal with these cases, which are like problems or technical support tickets. All right. So the other thing in Salesforce Classic is this setup button here. This is how you get to it in Classic. And it's kind of the same thing, just a little bit busier looking. You have your quick search bar here. You have the main display window in the middle, which tells you some recent items and some other things. And then you've got this bar over here. But in this one, there is no object manager. You just have to know what you're looking for. And so if I start typing contact, you come down here, you can see all these things that are available for contacts that were available for that contacts object in the object manager. So fields, relationships, page layouts, these things. And you can do the same thing. If you wanted to type accounts pops up. You could type cases, and cases will pop up, and all the things you can edit about cases here. All right, so, and it's all in this bar. It just narrows it down, the quick search bar does. So you could go to customize, open this up, and you can see your different objects in here, like accounts, and you can see the same thing. All right, that's enough of Classic. We're not gonna mess with that anymore. Let's go back to Lightning here and get back to the challenge. So the challenge says the company information page is where you can find. So the company information page is going to be in setup. And let's just start typing company information. See if we find anything. So company information, here it is. We go ahead and click that, and you can see what? Okay, so apparently you can't open it in Salesforce Lightning. Doesn't really make sense, so we'll go ahead and open it in Salesforce Classic. So here you can see how many licenses you have available for your different users. You can see up at the top the organization, company name, the primary contact, the address, fiscal year, time zone, the organization ID, and some other things. So your licenses, Salesforce, you pay for it per user per license. So let's say I have one person in my organization. I would just pay the price for one license per month. You pay monthly, or it's billed yearly, but you pay by month. So it's like $75 a month for the cheapest one or something like that. And then you can pay for more advanced features for like $100 a month, but it's per user. So if you have one user, you're just paying $75 a month for that one license. If you have 10 users in your organization that need to use Salesforce, then you're paying 75 times 10. So $750 a month every month. And this is where you see how many licenses you have available and how many that are in use. So I'm using one in this organization, and this is just a dummy organization. So I'm not paying anything, and you won't either. So yeah, you can see one's in use, one's available, and I have a total of 2 for this dummy organization. And there's some different types of licenses, but these Salesforce licenses are the main one. All right, that's enough of that. Company information page is where you can find org ID. Yep, that is right there. Oh, sorry, right above that. Right there. And that's the unique record number. It's like your account number. That's your record number for your organization. Licenses available and in use. Yep, that was at the bottom there. Information on important limits such as data and file usage. Yep, that's in here somewhere. API requests. So that's how many times you're trying to access your data in the cloud, basically. So there's that. Company information page, all the above. Okay. What are the 3 main categories in the setup menu? Object management. I'm going to go with user management settings and security. But let's just take a quick look. So in setup, we've got, well, let's go back to Lightning for this since it took us out of it. So the 3 main sections in setup. Let's go up here to setup. Now we can see on the left, well, I thought we could. Let's think about this one for a second. Administration Platform Tools Settings. Administration Platform Tools, settings. All right, so these are our 3 main sections: administration, platform tools, and settings. All right, so let's click that one. What is an easy way to find what you're looking for in the setup menu? Type the first few letters in the quick find box. All right, go ahead and check that one. And voila. Let's go ahead and go to the next unit. Let's see where we are. This video is getting kind of long. Okay, so we got one more. We'll go ahead and do this one real quick. Just do this one on your own. I'm not going to go through this one, so I can go ahead and end the video. But this one is just saying that there's this app exchange. So you probably have a smartphone. These are like little apps you can download into Salesforce. And it's like you're downloading a set of these folders that are related to each other into your Salesforce organization. So there's some that are specifically geared toward IT or finance or service, and some other ones in there. So go ahead and read through that. And it's like this, it's kind of like the App Store for your iPhone. You download these little apps and they have different things on them. Except you don't have like games and things. It's more serious than that. So go ahead and check this one out, and I'll leave you to do that one by yourself. In the next episode, the next video, we're going to cover data modeling. So that'll probably be a quick one. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.